Attempting a traditional literature review without a strict methodology often ends in chaos. You start with a simple topic, but within days you are buried under thousands of fragmented, unorganized academic papers with no clear path forward. The Systematic Literature Review, or SLR, solves this problem. It is a highly structured, protocol-driven approach designed to strip away researcher bias and process massive amounts of information efficiently. By the end of this module, you will construct a standardized SLR protocol. We will move step by step from defining your exact parameters to executing a targeted algorithmic database search. To follow along, you only need two things: a broad research topic you want to explore, and access to major academic databases like Scopus or Web of Science. Applying this level of rigor transforms the literature review into a reproducible scientific instrument. The first step in any SLR is to aggressively narrow your scope. We do this by applying a formalized framework to force a broad idea into an achievable research question. If your study is quantitative or intervention-based, the standard tool is the PICOS framework. PICOS breaks your topic down into 5 distinct elements. Let's look at a coastal governance example. P stands for population, coastal communities. I is intervention, governance initiatives. C is comparison, traditional governance. O is outcome, community empowerment. And S is study design, case studies. If you are conducting qualitative or exploratory research, you will use the SPIDER framework instead, which substitutes elements like intervention with phenomenon of interest. Locking your topic into a strict framework like PICOS or SPIDER right at the beginning prevents vague scoping, saving you months of reading irrelevant data. Next, you must select a recognized reporting standard that aligns with your specific discipline. This standard will dictate exactly how you document your review process. PRISMA is the primary standard for health, social sciences, and administrative science. It forces clarity and completeness in how you report your findings. For environmental and conservation research, you would likely use ROSES, which is specifically tailored to synthesize both qualitative and quantitative data in those fields. Once you have your protocol, you must define your eligibility criteria. These are the strict rules that determine which pieces of literature survive the screening process and which get thrown out. First, establish explicit inclusion criteria. Mandating a paper must be peer-reviewed, published within 5 years, and contain empirical data. Then, define exclusion criteria to ignore opinion pieces, editorials, non-English publications, and other SLR articles. You must establish these rigid boundaries before you ever type a word into a search bar. It is the only way to eliminate your own selection bias and guarantee that another researcher could replicate your results. Academic databases cannot understand abstract concepts. You have to translate your framework into algorithmic logic that the machine can read. We use Boolean operators. And requires both concepts, narrowing results, while OR finds synonyms, broadening your net. Wildcards capture variations. govern* pulls up governance, governing, and government simultaneously. Nesting these creates your final, synthesized search string. Mastering this specific syntax forces the database algorithm to do the heavy lifting for you, instantly stripping away thousands of irrelevant papers before you even begin reading. Now we execute the search. This begins a staged, systematic filtering mechanism that moves your data from a broad pile down to a hyperspecific core. This PRISMA funnel starts with 1,391 identified records. Removing duplicates drops the count to 779. Next, screening purely by title and abstract discards irrelevant noise. Finally, a rigorous full-text assessment against your eligibility criteria results in a final dataset of exactly 68 articles. Documenting this exact numeric funnel demonstrates to peer reviewers that your methodology is comprehensive, methodical, and entirely unbiased. You have now successfully transitioned a vague topic idea into a highly structured operational research protocol. We have now established the PICOS framework, the PRISMA protocol, the eligibility criteria, and the database syntax. With a clean dataset of eligible articles secured, you are ready for the next phase, extracting the data and synthesizing the themes hidden within it. Mastering this SLR framework gives you control over the literature. Administrative science becomes a precise tool for driving evidence-based policy.